In this video, I'm gonna give you what I think is the best vibe coding framework I have found. I'm gonna walk you through how to use Cline. We're gonna mix it with Cline Sonnet Grok, something called Repomix, and we're gonna put it all together for what I think is the best framework to vibe code right now. It produces the least errors and has the best results in the least amount of time with the least amount of money. So it's very efficient, and let's go through this right now. So first thing you're going to have to do is download something called Visual Studio Code, Visual Studio, VS Code as it's called. It's a free piece of software. Just download it. Once you have that downloaded, come to Cline.bot, install Cline. It's actually a plugin for VS Code. And this, so if you didn't know this, Cursor, I've made a bunch of videos on Cursor that you might have seen. And Cursor is basically uses VS Code and puts AI right into VS Code. But what's really cool about Cline is that it's actually a plugin for VS Code. So you can still have all the features of VS Code and then also have Cline. So you can see I've already installed Cline here. We have some stuff right here. You can see some of the recent tasks that I've done. If I click plus right here, I can actually do a new task. But really simply, if you want to start using Cline once it's installed, just hit Control-Shift-P and then just hit type Cline here, Cline, open a new tab, boom, we have new Cline here, and we can start a new task, okay? So that's basically how you do this. So I've opened a folder here, I'm in a new folder, so basically you just come, open folder, right? You can start a new project. Now, before I do that, there's two separate features to Cline that are really, really cool. You have plan and you have act, okay? So in plan mode, it'll actually architect a plan, and in act, it'll actually use the plan that was in the plan mode, right? So you can actually select whatever models you want to use for this. I basically just use 3.7 Sonnet for basically almost everything, but I'm going to show you how we use Grok as well. You can see they basically have all the models here. What they don't have right now is Grok 3. I'm pretty sure the Grok 3 API is not out yet. Maybe it is by the time this video comes out. If it is, then this step is going to be a lot easier. But until it is, the way I'm going to show you how to use this is going to be using Grok and something called Repomix. So essentially, let's say that we want to build something right now. Okay, so we have Cline installed. Basically, you come in here, you set up your Anthropic API key. I'm going to put this on Cloud Sonnet, 3.7 Sonnet, which is what we want to use right now, and we'll use this in the act. We use this as act right now. Now, I want to put together a plan. So I'm going to come over to Grok, and I'm using Grok here, Grok 3 beta. Obviously, I have it in think mode, and I basically outlined a plan here. So I'm developing an AI agent that's going to do a bunch of things for me. It's basically going to be like an SEO agent that goes out and does a bunch of work for me, right? I'm giving it some details. I need a comprehensive plan for this. And I'd like to use Supabase for the database and resend for sending emails. Now, the only reason I'm specifying these two things is because I really like Supabase and I really like resend. I think that Supabase is a good database, and resend is really, really good for sending emails. And with this kind of AI bot, if I need to send a lot of emails or AI agent that I'm going to build here, then I want to be able to use something that's going to deliver them well. So for this marketing bot, this should work pretty well. So I'm giving it a plan of action here. So I'm going to submit this to Grok in think mode. It's going to think for a few seconds here, and it's going to give me a detailed plan. Now, the next thing I want to do here is actually just set up a GitHub repo. So you're going to want to have GitHub installed on your computer, get it set up with your account on GitHub, and I'm just going to do a new repository here. We're going to call this AI. I'm going to find our local path for this, which is right here. I'm going to select that folder, link AI agent, we'll call it, and we'll go ahead and create that repo. So we've created a repo based on, I'll publish it too. There's literally nothing here, but we'll publish it right now. It's completely empty, but now I have a GitHub set up, okay? And this is going to be important later on. And by the way, if you're doing anything like this, if you're working, if you're vibe coding, if you're regular coding, whatever, repos are very, very important. GitHub is obviously the biggest one. There's a million of these out there right now, but this basically just keeps your code in one place. And then every time you make a change to the code or you add new code, you can go back and you can see the different changes you've made, and you can revert back to old changes. If something broke, you can go back and see, hey, it was working at this point. What did I change that might have broke it, etc. So it's version control, it's Git. Go watch videos on that if you want to see it, but I'm just showing you the basic breakdown right now. So we have GitHub set up, and we have our plan in action here from Grok. So we have the project overview. So the agent will search Google, compile a list of websites, check the DR using Ahrefs API, send automated emails, provide a dashboard, blah, 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 right? So architecture is going to be Node.js, Supabase, email service is going to be resend, front end will be React. So this is perfect. Node and React is what I would want to use anyway. And OpenAI GPT for generating and interpreting emails. So this actually all looks really good. So that's perfect. So you can see that it's actually doing a full detailed plan. Okay. So this is really, really good. So now with this plan, we can go ahead and start building this app. Now, what I don't want to do is give it all of these steps all at once, right? If I give everything all at once, it's going to start breaking, okay? So I don't want to give it every single step at the same time in Cline, and it's going to basically start breaking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it the project overview, and I'm going to give it the architecture, and I'm going to give it step 1. So I'm going to come back. We're going to come over to VS Code, and you can see we have Cline open here. So we're just going to exit this out. We have our provider here, right? So that's great. So let's come back to, whoops. Okay. So we're going to start our task, right? So we have 3.7 Sonnet set up. We've added our API key. We've set everything up. So I'm going to drop this in here. So I'm just going to basically copy and paste this right into the act area. So project overview, this AI agent will blah, 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 right? Here's the architecture I want to use. And I'm going to say below is a project overview for a new AI agent. I'd like you to read this and start with step 1. And then we will proceed to step 2. Okay, so boom, we're just gonna let that go. So one of the really cool things about Cline that I really, really like, so there's actually some really cool features here. So you can see that we have a few different options. We can auto approve. So I can come in here and I can do auto approve. I can read files and directories. I can edit files. I can execute safe demands. I can use the browser so it can actually go online and do stuff for me. And I can use MCPs. MCPs I'll make a video on later, but this is really cool. And you can also give it a max number of requests, right? So if you're dealing with a lower tier of Anthropic or you're not able to run a ton of requests, you can limit this. I have it at 20 right now. I might bump this up to like 50 or 100 at some point, but you can see that this actually allows you to do a lot of cool things. And you can also set up notifications. So you can actually have this notify you once it's hit an issue or a limit issue or whatever, might be going on. But right now I like these settings that I have right now. So you could use the same settings I have here and we can come back. So if I come back here, so I'm just going to cancel editing. Whoops, resume task. I didn't mean to cancel that. If I come back here to our task, so let's see, resume task. Okay, so you can see that it started working. Now, the other really cool thing about Cline, so you can see it's doing all the stuff in the background, right? It's executing commands, it's building stuff for us, it's doing all this great stuff, right? It's keeping the context of the conversation, which is really cool. Now, you can see that as it's doing all of this, it's actually, keeping this, but it's also keeping track of how much money I'm spending on credits. So far, all of this stuff it's written has been about 20 cents in Claude credits. So that's good for us to know, right? So I'm keeping track here of how much this is costing me, which is really cool. So, if I'm paying a developer, I don't know, $80, $100 an hour, could be way more than that, right? Depending on the type of work you're doing. It's the same thing. I can see how much work it's doing and I can keep track of this. So it's really, really good at that. It's really good at being cost effective. So you can see it's running all these commands for me. I'm not doing anything. I'm, vibe coding and just letting this do its thing. So once this is done, I'll show you how we move on to step 2. All right, so it's done with step number 1. We can see that it's done everything that we've asked here, task completed. It's given us a project structure here. So we have the project structure, has the whole breakdown of what's in the folder. It's got a back end, front end features, next steps, wanting us to do these installs and start installing this, right? So I'm not even going to start doing this just yet. The first thing I want to do is push this to GitHub. So if I come back to our GitHub app, you can see that it has a bunch of these files now in here. So I'm going to commit them and I'm just going to call this step 1 and I'm going to commit this to main. We're going to push that and that should push it directly to GitHub. So now it is live on GitHub. So now if I come back to GitHub, we have our Link AI agent and you can see that it even has a nice README folder and it's all set up on GitHub, right? So again, now we can track all the work that we're doing, all the commits, blah, blah, blah. But what's really cool about this is we can now put this into Repomix. So if you haven't heard of Repomix, essentially what this is, it's a way to pack your code base into an AI-friendly format to feed it into your AI systems, right? So basically takes all of your file structure and everything and makes it very, very easy for the AI to read it and process the next step, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna copy our repo here. So actually the first thing I gotta do is make this public because as long as it's a private repo, this is not gonna work. So let's see if I can remember how to do that. How do we make this a public repo? All right, so our repo is now public. So I'm going to copy this link to our repo. I'm going to put it into Repomix, and I am going to pack it. I'm going to leave this as XML. I'm going to leave this just as it is, okay? And I'm going to pack this. What this does, and I'm going to download it. Now, what this does, like I said, is it puts it in a format that's very easy to read. So I'm going to come to my downloads here. I'm going to keep this open. Now I'm going to come back to Grok. I'm going to take this file. I'm going to put this in here, and I'm going to say, oh, let's see, your file failed to upload. Let's try that again. Okay, you know what? Let's try this. Let's come back and let's just do this as Markdown. Let's try that. Let's come back to Grok. Okay, that doesn't work either. Let's just do plain text. That should work. Okay, let's just try this. Okay, so we've added it as a plain text file. Now I'm going to say we completed step 1. Attached, you will find the repo and file structure that we have so far. Now help us with step 2 and give me a detailed outline on how to do step 2. And also make sure when we create the database, actually, I'll leave that for now. I'll just say, let's leave it at detailed outline on how to do step 2. So the reason I'm doing this is Grok is really good at planning. Claude 3.7 is really good at coding. So I'm going to give it the code that 3.7 has given me, and I'm going to put it in here and ask it to continue to give me the plan for step 2. Because if I just put this in here, it has no context of the code, right? So it's really good to give it that code context. So I'm going to go ahead and submit that. And so now what we're doing is we're giving the really good thinking and strategizing AI our code base to do the planning, which 3.7 Sonnet, which is really good at coding, is going to then code for us. So it's going to think this out, and then we're going to take this plan and drop it back into Cline. Okay, so it's done giving us our plan. Now, the one thing I forgot to do, so when I told it to give me step 2, I didn't specify that I don't want it to actually write code for me. So it actually started to write a little code for me. So you can see I just wrote here, give me a detailed outline on how to do step 2, but I guess I just didn't specify not to write code. So I'm just going to say, this is great, but I didn't want you to write or edit any code. Revise this to just give me the detailed outline on the steps to take without any code edits mentions. But I like that you added a SQL. So I really like that it added this SQL here at the first step to make life easier in Supabase. So I'm going to say, I like that you added the SQL to set up the tables. So make sure you include that in your plans for step 2. Okay. So again, I should have specified not to edit any code. That's fine. It's going to do that now for us. And then I'll go ahead and take that and put that back into Cline. Okay, so this is great. So it gave us the detailed plan without editing the code. It did still give me the SQL plan, which I liked. So I'll keep that in there. So essentially now I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to drop that back into Cline here. So I'm going to say, great. Now let's start on step 2. So what I really should do, by the way, is I really should probably install this, run it. If I get any errors, have it fix those errors for me. And by the way, if it starts giving errors that Claude can't fix, take the code base again, just like I showed you with Repomix, put it into Grok and have Grok help fix the errors. Grok actually is better at that, I have found, than Cline. But for this quick example, I just want to show you how this process works. So I'm saying, okay, great. Now let's start on step 2. Here's the detailed outline on how to code step 2. Boom. So now it has step 1, it has step 2. So you can see where I'm going with this, right? So I'm having Claude 3.7 write the code. I'm having Grok give me the plan, potentially fix errors for me if I'm getting stuck in 3.7. I'll let 3.7 try to fix the errors. If it can't fix the errors, during step 1, step 2, as I actually try to deploy it and run the code, which I showed you in my last video, if you haven't seen that, on how to build a full app in Cursor, it's the same thing. So if you're actually running the app like I did in the Cursor one, if you run it here, just, do npm run dev, right, and actually try to run it, you have any errors, you can have 3.7 try to fix the errors. You can just feed it in there and say, hey, I'm getting an error. Or I can take the code base with Repomix, right? I can upload it to GitHub, download it here in plain text format, right? Upload it to Grok and say, hey, I keep getting this error. What's the best way to fix this error? Okay, and then Grok will give you that. So the way I like to think about this is we now have a system where we have a really, really good executor of code and a really, really good thinker, right? So Claude is excellent at writing code and Grok is excellent at debugging and also planning code, right? So this is like the best of all worlds that I found. Okay, so this is sort of the entire plan. So let me summarize this real quick. I'll just put together a whiteboard here and we can look this over real quick and just a quick summary here just to show you this whole plan of action so that you can start doing this yourself. And by the way, drop a comment if you have any issues with this. I'm happy to help you out in the comments as well. You can follow me on X at Mark Gadala and actually DM me as well if you want me to help you do stuff like this for your business, for your projects, whatever. I'm always happy to help. So drop me a message there as well if you'd like. But essentially what we're going to do is we're using Grok, right? 3 planning, right? So in this step, right? Step 1, we have Grok doing the planning, right? So we give it we give it a rough outline of what we want. We let Grok plan that out, okay? We give it a step by step. We ask it for step by step, right? Step by step plan, right? And then we start feeding those, right, directly into 3.7 Sonnet using Cline, right? So we start feeding it, right? So the first thing we do is feed it step 1, right? So we'll just say step 1, right? We feed that into Cline, okay? So that doesn't want to move. That's fine. We get the point. We're feeding that into Cline, right? So Grok plan, step-by-step plan, take step 1, feed it into Cline, right? Then the next step you'd probably want to do is you're going to want to run it, right? So we're going to say run it and test it, okay? That's going to be your next step, right? Now, after you run it and test it, if you get any errors, right, you first try to get Cline to fix the errors. So we're going to assume there's going to be errors. So we're going to say, if there's no errors, great. It one-shotted it, great. But any errors, have 3.7 try it. If not, we bring it back to Grok, okay? So how do we bring it back to Grok? We use Repomix, right? So that's going to be our next step, Repomix. We're going to say, so obviously somewhere along the line here, I should probably say set up GitHub. So set up a GitHub, Grok 3 planning, step-by-step plan, right? Any errors. So then we come here and we say download Repomix text file, right? Feed that back into Grok, going back to Grok up here, right? So once it's fixed, right? Or if it worked from the beginning and we want to go to step 2, we do the same exact thing, right? So then we come back and we go for step 2. So basically this chart is, this workflow is probably not perfect, but we do the same thing, right? So this is done, boom. We start with step 2, right? Boom, step 2, right? So now it's working, we have it fixed, right? Everything's going great. Step 2, we take that, bring it to 3.7 Sonnet, right? Run it and test it. If we have any errors, try it in 3.7. If not, we bring it back to Grok. Then we download the Repomix, bring it back to Grok, go to step 3, step 4, step 5. Have it take the plan, right? And keep perfecting it based on the code base and work off of this. This, again, is the best method that I have found for vibe coding. And I love Cline for a lot of different reasons. I just think it's a really great interface. I love that it's tracking your spend here. I love the way it breaks things out. And you don't need to spend the 20 bucks a month for Cursor, right? You can just use Cline. So it's cheaper as well. And it seems to be a little bit more efficient with how it uses credits. So I wanted to bring this to you. I wanted to show you how to use this. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel for more stuff like this. If you want to learn how to use AI to get ahead, to code, to break out in this world, I'm going to really help you out with that as well. And drop a comment. Please do let me know what you think of all of this, what you think about vibe coding, where you think this is going. And if you have any questions, drop a comment as well so I can help you out.